Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into a truly critical and honestly incredibly timely topic. It's actively reshaping how millions of Americans get their, daily necessities. We are talking about Amazon EBT card registration. For so many people, this isn't just like a new feature online. It's a real fundamental shift in how they can shop for everything. Fresh produce, pantry staples, the works. Our mission today: cut through the noise, give you the practical insights, maybe reveal some surprising facts, basically get you totally well informed on this really important subject. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah. And what's fascinating here, what's really key, is the sheer significance. Like you said, it goes way beyond just being convenient. We're looking at a profound expansion of access, specifically access to healthy food, pantry items for SNFP recipients all over the country. This isn't just Amazon adding another payment button. It's an innovation that taps right into these bigger, crucial societal goals. Think about it, it helps bridge these significant gaps in like food accessibility. And it actively works to overcome economic barriers, logistical barriers, things that have historically kept people from getting the food they need consistently. The implications for public health, for economic equity, even for the future of how we buy groceries, they're substantial,
Yeah.
really substantial.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's exactly why we're starting right at the core of it, the how to.
Yeah.
Because knowing the steps, understanding the process, that's where the empowerment really kicks in, right? So let's dive right into how you actually register your EBT card on Amazon. It's designed to be pretty straightforward, which is good. It means you can start saving time, saving money, getting access to more options without a bunch of hassle or delay. I mean, picture someone like Sarah, maybe a single mom working two jobs. She used to spend hours on her day off, navigating crowded grocery stores, maybe relying on the bus to get there and back with all those heavy bags. Now imagine her just setting up her EBT card online, ordering fresh stuff, pantry staples, right to her door. That simplicity, it's a feature, not just a side effect. It offers immediate relief. Control.
And that emphasis on doing it online rather than needing to go somewhere in person or fill out loads of paperwork, that's a really key indicator of this broader trend. Digital inclusion. When we talk about digital inclusion, we're looking at how tech can be used to make sure everyone, regardless of income or where they live, has fair access to essential services, opportunities. So online registration for EBT on Amazon, it directly tackles and helps overcome a lot of those traditional barriers, barriers that have, frankly, plagued people trying to access their benefits for a long time. I mean, consider the reality of geographic limits. Someone living in a rural food desert where the nearest proper grocery store is miles away, maybe an expensive taxi ride. Or just the issue of transportation, not having a car, relying on buses that maybe aren't reliable, especially when you're hauling groceries home. And even in cities, time is a huge factor, right? For so many working families, trying to squeeze in a store trip between jobs, maybe childcare, it's really tough. An online process makes these services available 24/7 for basically anywhere with internet. It takes away those physical burdens, those time burdens. Now, the actual steps, yeah, it is designed to be user-friendly. Typically, you navigate to Amazon's EBT section. You can usually find it with a search, or maybe there's a link on their homepage somewhere. From there, it'll prompt you to put in your 16-digit EBT card number. And this is crucial. Link that EBT account to your existing Amazon account. If you don't have an Amazon account, well, that's step one, obviously. Creating one, that's pretty simple, too. One thing people sometimes run into is making sure their EBT card is actually active and properly linked with their state's SNAP program. If there's a hiccup, it's often on the state side, not Amazon's end. And also, make sure you use the right PIN for your EBT card. That's separate from your Amazon password, obviously. And naturally, when you're dealing with sensitive financial info, Amazon has strong security measures. This isn't just like a vague promise. They follow industry standards, PCI DSS, Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. It's a whole set of rules to make sure companies handling card info keep it secure. They use encryption, end-to-end encryption for transactions.
So your details are scrambled from the moment you type them until they hit Amazon's secure servers, unreadable to anyone else. And multi-factor authentication. You can usually turn that on for your Amazon account. That adds another really vital layer. Needs a code from your phone, not just the password. This commitment to protecting data is absolutely critical for building trust, especially with, communities who might be more vulnerable to scams or maybe less familiar with online finance stuff.
Okay. So we've covered the how-to, the nuts and bolts of getting set up. Now let's get to the aha moments, because this is where it gets really interesting. Using your EBT card on Amazon, it goes way beyond just, paying for stuff. We're talking about a whole bunch of benefits, perks you might not even know about, that are designed to make your benefits stretch further and honestly life a little bit easier.
Right. And it's important to think about why companies like Amazon offer these extra benefits. Beyond just accepting the payment method, sure, it's strategic, it increases access, serves a huge group of people. But the motives are probably a bit deeper. From a business angle, it's about growing their market share, right? Building long-term loyalty within a community that's millions of households strong. By giving these added incentives, Amazon isn't just like processing payments. They're trying to weave themselves into the essential support fabric for millions of Americans, making their platform not just an option, but maybe the most practical, most appealing choice for groceries and pantry stuff. It also puts them head-to-head with traditional grocery stores, especially as more people shop online anyway. It's about capturing a new market segment and making Amazon the place for all household needs, including the essentials.
And one of the most surprising benefits, I think, and really significant, is the exclusive discount you can get on an Amazon Prime membership. For a lot of folks, the regular cost of Prime, what is it, like $140 a year or $15 a month, that can be a real barrier. But for EBT users, there's a massively discounted rate, often around, what, $6.99 a month? That's not a small discount. That's huge savings. It makes something that might have been totally out of reach suddenly actually affordable.
Oh, the value there is profound and often misunderstood, I think. A lot of people hear Prime and just think video streaming, which is nice, yeah. But the really crucial benefits, the ones that directly impact the daily lives of EBT users, are things like that fast shipping, often next day or 2 day. Imagine needing pantry staples, or maybe specific foods for allergies, or even household cleaners, things you can't buy with EBT but are part of your budget, and knowing they can arrive fast without extra fees. That capability, it's a major financial relief. A standard Prime membership pays for itself pretty quickly if you order a lot, but at that discounted EBT rate. The savings are even more immediate, more substantial. It really boosts their ability to use online shopping fully for essentials, which in turn might free up money that would have gone to bus fare or higher prices at the corner store, money they can use for utilities, rent, medicine, whatever. It's more than convenience. It's real economic flexibility, stretching that non-SNF budget further. And to keep that discount, Amazon usually asks you to re-verify your EBT status every year or so, just to make sure the benefit keeps going to folks who qualify.
Speaking of shipping, another massive practical thing, and honestly a huge relief for anyone shopping online, is the free shipping on eligible orders. Delivery fees, they're always a concern, right? That hidden cost that adds up and can wipe out any savings you thought you got. For EBT users, getting rid of that barrier, that can be a total game changer, especially for bigger grocery hauls.
Yeah, free shipping directly tackles a huge barrier for low-income folks. I mean, think about it. For many households, every single dollar counts. A delivery fee, even just a few bucks, could mean the difference between getting enough food for the week or having to cut back on something essential. Typically, these eligible orders for free EBT shipping on Amazon, they cover a wide range of groceries and pantry stuff. There's usually a minimum purchase, yeah, like maybe $25 or $35, something like that, but it's generally pretty reasonable. Most normal grocery orders would qualify. This policy is just fundamental to supporting broad access. It means people who live far from stores or have trouble getting around or just can't afford the time or cost of transport, they can still get their essential goods delivered right to their home without that extra financial hit that kind of undermines the whole point of SNFB benefits. It also lets people do bigger, less frequent shops, which can be more efficient, and maybe reduces the need for those smaller, pricier trips to convenience stores. The economics for Amazon, well, they incentivize bigger orders, which helps cover their own logistics costs.
And building on that, for people in certain areas, there's access to Amazon Fresh and Whole Foods delivery using your EBT card. That's huge convenience, obviously, but also a massive potential for getting healthy, fresh produce, stuff that might be hard to find or just unavailable in some places, especially in those food deserts we hear about.
Yeah, this specific benefit, it has really profound implications for tackling that food desert issue. Those areas, often low income, underserved, without easy access to fresh, healthy, affordable food. Without decent grocery stores nearby, people end up relying on convenience stores, dollar stores, fast food places, which usually have very limited healthy options. By letting people use EBT for Amazon Fresh and Whole Foods delivery, Amazon is directly improving nutritional access. Simple as that. And that connects right into broader public health benefits, consistent access to fresh fruit, veggies, lean protein, whole grains. It's fundamental for preventing and managing things like diabetes, heart disease, obesity. And beyond that, the convenience factor is vital for people facing serious logistical hurdles. Think about an elderly person who finds it hard to walk around a big supermarket. Or a parent with several young kids, a trip to the store can be a massive undertaking. It's also huge for people without reliable transport or busy parents juggling work and childcare. Now they can get high-quality fresh groceries, even organic stuff from Whole Foods sometimes, delivered right to their door. It removes a huge hurdle, both logistical and financial. For many, this service isn't just an alternative. It might be the only practical way they can access the nutritious food they need. It really integrates with other efforts to fight food insecurity, expands options. It's also fascinating how this digital approach sits alongside, traditional food banks and local programs. It gives people consumer choice within their benefits. And Amazon, they've had to invest a lot in things like cold chain logistics, delivery networks to make this work, especially for fresh food. It shows the scale of this whole initiative.
Okay, so we've hit the what and the how and those really surprising benefits, but now it's crucial we clarify the who. Who actually qualifies for EBT on Amazon? What are the basic requirements to get started? We want to make sure you, listening right now, know for sure if you can tap into these features.
Right. And to understand who qualifies, we should probably just briefly touch on the program itself. SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. As many listeners familiar with safety net programs know, SNAP is the federal program providing benefits to eligible low-income folks and families. It comes on an EBT card. Its main purpose, its core goal, is to help supplement the food budget for families in need so they can buy healthy food and, move towards being more self-sufficient. Amazon integrating with EBT lines up directly with SNAP's goals, but basically expanding the ways people can use their benefits to buy groceries, making them not just available, but accessible in this modern digital shopping world.
So simply put, if you're getting SNAP benefits, you qualify. That's the main thing, right?
Exactly. If you're already a SNAP recipient, you've got the main qualification right there. As for what you actually need to get started, the requirements are pretty straightforward. An active EBT card, that's the physical card with your benefits loaded onto it, and an Amazon account. If you don't have an Amazon account, it's easy enough to create one. It takes a few minutes on their website or the app. But, it's worth talking about the assumptions underneath that and potential challenges. While those requirements seem basic, they do assume you have access to certain things. Specifically, reliable internet access, a digital device, smartphone, tablet, computer, and at least basic digital literacy, comfort navigating websites or apps. For most people, that's not an issue. But it's a critical point when we talk about access to essential services evolving. While going online removes a lot of old barriers, it can create new ones for people on the wrong side of the digital divide. Those without affordable internet or suitable devices, or maybe the skills to use them confidently. Sometimes community centers, libraries, even trusted family members can help bridge that gap for folks who are maybe new to online shopping. It's also worth remembering SNAP is managed state by state. So while Amazon's part is national, there might be small state differences in how benefits are handled, though the Amazon process itself stays the same. Like, what happens if your benefits run out mid-order? Amazon's system handles that. If your EBT eligible stuff costs more than your balance, it'll just ask you to pay the difference with another method: debit card, credit card, Amazon gift card. That flexibility means you can finish your order. Similarly, if your situation changes and you're no longer eligible for SNAP, your state agency will eventually deactivate the card. You won't be able to use it anywhere, including Amazon, but your Amazon account itself stays active.
Right, and once you've got that set up, you understand the requirements. The next step is really maximizing every single benefit available. It's not just about using it, it's about making those benefits stretch as far as possible, making every dollar work harder.
Yeah, and this ties right back to the core value of the EBT program itself. The goal is always making sure recipients can get the most out of their benefits to secure nutritious food for their families. It's not just convenience, it's about empowerment, effectiveness. Maximizing benefits means actively looking for deals, understanding all those extras like free shipping, prime discounts, and planning purchases strategically. You want to make sure that monthly benefit amount provides consistent access to good food all month long. There's sort of an opportunity cost if you don't use these features fully, right? Every dollar saved on one thing frees up funds for something else. It directly impacts your household's food security. It really reinforces this "so what" for you, the listener. This system is here to help you feed your family, and knowing how to use it fully really amplifies that ability. Gives you sustenance, sure, but also a sense of control, stability.
Okay, we've covered a ton of ground, but you know how it is. Questions always pop up. So this next section is all about tackling those FAQs, the real concerns, the queries from actual users, just like you, who are figuring out this new way to shop. Our goal here is to clear up some common confusion, provide clear, usable answers.
Exactly. And we want to offer answers that go a bit deeper than just the surface level, give you the why behind the policies, the implications, so you understand the context, not just the rule.
Let's kick off with the big one. Comes up constantly. Delivery fees. If you're using EBT on Amazon, are you still going to get hit with those delivery costs?
Crucial question. And the good news, like we touched on, is that free shipping is a major benefit for eligible orders, especially if you have that discounted Prime or if your order hits those minimum spending levels. But it's important to be clear about when fees might still pop up. For instance, if your order is below that minimum threshold, Amazon sets for free shipping, usually around $25–$35 for fresh or Whole Foods orders, you might see a fee. Or if you're outside the specific delivery areas that qualify for free Prime or fresh delivery. Also, if you're not a Prime member, standard shipping fees would apply to anything non-EBT eligible in your cart, or even EBT items if the order doesn't hit that free shipping minimum. These policies, they come down to economics, right? For you and for Amazon, they have real costs for picking, packing, delivering. Their free shipping rules are designed to encourage bigger orders or Prime signups, which helps them cover those costs through scale. So while, most eligible EBT grocery orders probably will ship free, it's always smart to just double-check your cart total and shipping cost before you hit buy, especially if it's a small order. Amazon's usually pretty clear about it at checkout.
And probably the most vital question for anyone using their EBT card. What can you actually buy? What counts as an eligible item? Can I grab my favorite hot coffee with my EBT card on there?
Yeah, absolutely critical to understand. And the rules here are actually quite clear because they're set by the federal SNAP guidelines from the USDA, the Department of Agriculture. It's not Amazon making these rules up. So, what is allowed includes most food items meant to be eaten at home. Think fresh produce, dairy, meat, poultry, fish, bread, cereal, snacks, non-alcoholic drinks, pantry staples like rice, pasta, canned stuff. Basically, if it's a grocery item you normally find at a supermarket and take home to cook or prepare, it's probably eligible. What's not allowed is just as important. And no, that includes your hot coffee example, unfortunately. You can't use EBT for hot prepared foods, like rotisserie chickens from the deli, hot coffee, ready-to-eat meals from a cafe section. Also can't buy alcohol, tobacco, vitamins, medicines, pet food, cleaning supplies, paper products, toiletries, any non-food household items. These rules exist to make sure SNAP benefits are used strictly for food that contributes to a household's nutrition and is meant for home prep. That lines up with the program's original goal. So when you're browsing on Amazon, look for the labels. They usually clearly mark items as EBT eligible. Amazon's system automatically knows which products fit the federal rules and will only let you apply EBT funds to those specific items in your cart.
That makes total sense. And since we're talking online payments, financial info, security is always a big worry. How can users keep their information safe when using EBT on Amazon?
Very valid concern, super important. People need to feel confident their data is safe, especially when it's tied to their food benefits. Amazon, like any big online company, uses sophisticated encryption security protocols to protect that sensitive financial info during sign-up and checkout. They use secure servers, follow those PCI DSS standards we mentioned, use end-to-end encryption for data transfer. However, and this is key, users also have a big role in their own digital safety. We always recommend basic online security habits. 1. Strong, unique passwords. Use complex ones for Amazon letters, numbers, symbols, and never reuse passwords on other sites. Maybe use a password manager to keep track securely. 2. Multi-factor authentication or MFA. Turn it on if Amazon offers it, which they do. Adds that extra security layer, needs code from your phone, not just the password. Even if someone gets your password, they can't log in without that second piece. 3. Watch out for phishing. Be super wary of emails, text calls, asking for your EBT card number, PIN, or Amazon login. Amazon will never ask for your PIN that way. Always check you're on the real Amazon site and look at the URL before entering data. Scammers often target vulnerable groups. 4. Secure Wi-Fi. Only make purchases or enter sensitive info when you're on a secure, private Wi-Fi network. Not public Wi-Fi, which can be risky. It's really a shared responsibility, Amazon provides the secure platform, and you, the user, practice smart online habits. That combination is essential for trust in these digital services.
That's incredibly helpful advice. Okay, another question that comes up a lot, returns and refunds. What if I buy something with my EBT card on Amazon, but then I need to return it? How does that work?
Excellent. Very practical question. The process for returns and refunds on EBT purchases through Amazon is actually very similar to any other return. If you need to send back an EBT-eligible item, Amazon's standard return policy applies. Once they process the return, the money is typically credited back directly to your EBT card. It's important to remember, the refund goes back to the original EBT card used for the purchase, not to a bank account or some other payment method. The timing for it showing up on your EBT balance can vary a bit, but usually it's within a few business days after Amazon gets the return and processes it. And just like with any EBT spending, it's always a good idea to keep an eye on your balance.
And what about splitting payments? Let's say I only have a partial EBT balance left, but my grocery order is bigger than that. Can I use EBT for part of it and another card for the rest?
Absolutely. Split payments are a key feature, and yeah, they offer fantastic flexibility. If your EBT balance isn't enough to cover all the eligible food items in your order, Amazon lets you use your EBT funds first. Then, it'll prompt you to pay the remaining balance using a different method, debit card, credit card, even an Amazon gift card. So like, if your eligible groceries total $50 but you only have $30 left on your EBT card, Amazon will take that $30 from EBT and then ask you to pay the other $20 with another card you have saved. This is super useful. It means you can still get what you need even if your EBT balance is low near the end of the month. Prevents those situations where you might have to ditch your card or go without something essential just because you're a few dollars short.
That's a huge relief, I bet, for many people. And speaking of balances, how do I actually check my EBT balance when I'm shopping on Amazon? Is it right there on the screen, or do I need to look somewhere else?
Yeah, that's a point of common confusion. While you can use your EBT card on Amazon, Amazon itself doesn't actually show you your real-time EBT balance directly on their website or app. To check your balance, you need to use the method your state's EBT program provides. This usually involves one of a few things. One, checking your last receipt from any EBT purchase, often the balance is printed there. Two, calling the EBT customer service number, it's usually printed on the back of your EBT card. Or three, using a state EBT portal or app. Many states now have websites or mobile apps where you can log in to see your balance, transaction history, benefit deposit dates, stuff like that. It's definitely good practice to check your balance before you place a big order on Amazon. Just avoid surprises at checkout and make sure you have enough funds.
Got it. Okay, one last FAQ for now. For listeners who are excited about Amazon Fresh or Whole Foods delivery, then find out they aren't in a supported delivery zone. What are their options? Are there other ways to get fresh groceries online with EBT?
That's a really practical question because, yeah, Amazon Fresh and Whole Foods EBT delivery are limited geographically. It can be frustrating if you're outside the zone, but you're not totally out of options. First, check other online retailers. The USDA's SNAP online purchasing pilot program has grown a lot. Other big names like Walmart, Aldi in some places, Target sometimes through Shipt, and various regional grocery chains are also participating. It's definitely worth checking their websites or apps to see if they offer EBT online ordering and delivery or pickup in your specific area. Each one will have its own coverage map and delivery setup. Second, look into pickup options. Even if delivery isn't available, many stores now offer curbside pickup for online EBT orders. You order online, pay with EBT online, then just go to the store at a set time to grab your groceries without going inside. Still saves time, helps avoid impulse buys inside the store. Third, think local. Beyond the giant retailers, many local farmers markets and CSA programs, community-supported agriculture, are starting to accept EBT. Some even offer matching funds, like Double Up Food Books programs.
It's not online delivery in the same way, obviously, but it's great access to fresh, local produce. Requires a bit more legwork finding out what's available in your specific community. And remember, the whole online EBT landscape is still changing, still growing. So it's not available where you are today. Keep checking back every so often. It might be soon.
Fantastic. That really clears up so many common sticking points and gives people real alternatives. And now we shift into the realm of actionable advice. This section is all about those practical tips and tricks, empowering you listening to become a truly savvy shopper, making those EBT benefits go even further on Amazon, stretching every single dollar.
Right, these are the strategic insights designed to help you optimize how you use EBT on Amazon, turning just using the service into truly maximizing its potential for your family's food budget, your overall food security.
So how can people really stack the savings? Can you actually combine EBT benefits with other deals, other promotions you see on Amazon? This feels like where the real extra value kicks in.
Well, absolutely. And this is where being a smart shopper really pays dividends. You can definitely combine your EBT benefits with other promos and deals on Amazon, effectively layering discounts to boost your buying power. For example, you should always keep an eye out for Amazon's daily deals, those time-sensitive promotions on all sorts of products. They also have lightning deals, which are even shorter-term offers. Lots of EBT-eligible items pop up in these sales. You can also apply digital coupons. Amazon often has them right there on the product page. You just click a button to clip it before adding it to your cart. If you have that discounted Prime membership, you might unlock other Prime exclusive deals on groceries or special promotions in Amazon Fresh or Prime Pantry. Consider using Subscribe and Save for things like rice, pasta, canned goods, those non-perishable staples. By setting up regular deliveries, you often get an extra percentage off the price. That then stacks with your EBT eligibility. The key is just being proactive. Regularly check the deals section, browse the coupons area, compare prices actively. By layering all these different discounts on top of your EBT benefits, you can seriously amplify your buying power. Stretch those dollars way further than maybe you could in a physical store where juggling coupons and sales can be more complex. Takes a little planning, sure, but the payoff can be really significant.
That's brilliant advice. And how do you find the best deals specifically for EBT eligible items? I mean, Amazon's huge. Navigating it effectively seems like it could be a challenge.
It's true. Amazon is vast, but it also has powerful tools for finding value if you know how to use them. My number one tip: use the search filters effectively. Once you're in the grocery section or after you search for something specific, look for filters to narrow down by EBT eligible or something similar. That makes sure you're only seeing stuff you can actually buy with your benefits. Saves a ton of time and frustration. Beyond that, always compare unit prices. That's the cost per ounce, per pound, per item count. This is so critical for really understanding which size or brand offers the best value, not just which one has the lowest sticker price on the shelf. A bigger box might seem pricier up front, but if the cost per ounce is lower, it's the smarter buy long term. You can also set up price drop alerts for things you buy often if you use the Amazon app. That way you get notified when your preferred items go on sale. Also, maybe check out Amazon's own bestseller lists in grocery categories and explore their Amazon Basics brand for potentially more affordable staples. The big advantage online here is just the speed and ease of comparing hundreds of products in minutes. Checking different brands, different sizes, something you just can't do walking down aisles in a physical store. You can even pull up local store flyers on your phone while you're browsing Amazon to compare right there.
Okay, and finally, what's the big picture advice? The overarching strategy for making those EBT dollars go further consistently every single month. This is about building that long-term food security using Amazon EBT smartly.
Yeah, this brings us right back to that broader goal. Food security, consistent access to good food all month long. My main advice: approach your Amazon EBT shopping with a plan, a thoughtful plan, just like you would for any important part of your household budget. First, meal planning is key. Before you even open the app, think about your family's meals for the upcoming week, maybe even longer if you can. This helps you build a focused shopping list. It stops those impulse buys and makes sure you prioritize the essential, nutritious stuff your family actually needs. Second, strategic bulk buying. For staples, this can be super efficient, but with a little caution. If you have the storage space and the unit price really makes sense, buying larger amounts of non-perishables, rice, pasta, beans, canned veggies can save a lot over time. Just be mindful of expiration dates and actually having room to store it so nothing goes to waste. Third, maybe diversify your shopping a bit. While Amazon's convenient, it's still smart to compare prices on Amazon with your local stores if you can. Sometimes a local sale or clearance item might still be the better deal for certain things. Fourth, track your spending.
Amazon shows your order history. Keeping a rough idea of your EBT balance helps you pace yourself through the month, make sure you don't run out of benefits early. The real aim is just optimizing the value of every single EBT dollar, translating it into the most nutritious, satisfying meals possible for you and your family. It's about spending thoughtfully, not just spending, empowering you to manage your household's food needs better.
Wow, okay, what a deep dive that was. We have truly unpacked how Amazon EBT card registration is changing the game for millions. From those simple, empowering steps to get set up to unlocking those really incredible benefits like discounted Prime, free shipping, understanding exactly who qualifies, answering all those pressing questions about fees, what you can buy, security, returns, and then finishing with those practical, actionable tips to make your benefits really stretch month after month. Our mission today was all about giving you the knowledge, the tools to make the absolute most of your benefits. Because truly, everyone deserves reliable access to affordable, healthy food.
And, if we connect this to the really big picture, how might this increasing digitization of essential services like getting food through platforms like Amazon, how might that reshape not just how individuals shop, but also broader community support networks, even local food economies? It raises this important question, I think. What new opportunities, or maybe what new challenges, does this shift present for policymakers, for small, local food producers, for all of us, really, in making sure access is equitable and communities stay resilient in the long run? It's a really fascinating evolution still unfolding, and it kind of prompts us to think about the social and economic fabric of our communities in a whole new light.
Absolutely. Definitely something profound to consider as we all move forward. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. Let's make shopping smarter together.